and that's a concern for a lot of us. Like, how does, tell me a little bit about the political stability there, religious views and things like that. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. The Portuguese government has it's stable. I mean, right now it's whether it's go from left to right, it's always in between. I think any part of the world, and even here, I think it's bipolar. It's at extremes. It's not in the center, which probably should be, in my opinion. But that's just my personal view. With that said, we have now at the moment, and even before years ago, it's always been a very solid government. They don't agree with each other, but it's solid. The way things, even throughout that they dealt with in this pandemic crisis, they did it. They did well. They did well. I mean, there's certain things that got out of control now that they're trying to get a handle on it again, which is normal, like everybody else in the world. Whether you have Germany or France that's kind of locked down, we're on a slight lockdown. It's not a permanent lockdown. People are working, people are going, the economy can't stop. I mean, like it's more to not to promote. It's to promote social distancing, and so they don't want to have gatherings from, like, for example, like on Saturday or Sunday. You can't be in the street, or after 1 p.m. They want you to be home, within your family, in your grounds, etc. So as far as government and politics, it's stable. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's not that complicated here. It's simple for the politicians. They have to get along, and they've done it. They've done it well. I mean, some whether it's more to the left, more to the right. Religion here is mostly Catholic, but there's also Muslim, there's Jewish, there's everything. I mean, you have so many different religions. So many different churches, whether it's Jehovah Witness and this and everything. You have all, and it's everybody kind of.
Yes, traditionally Portuguese people are Catholic, though, right?
Catholic, Roman Catholic. They're very religious. I mean, a lot of churches, a lot of chapels, a lot of saints.
A lot of history. So yeah, it makes sense.
A lot of history. So, but it's open to other cultures. They have, cultures and religions, and people are very warm here to other, to receive other people from everywhere. Not only from foreigners, but somebody that's moving from the Algarve that wants to move to the Nino, or vice versa. But people are welcoming. I mean, I generally, I mean, I've never experienced or heard, like, okay, what I think happens is a lot of times is that expats kind of like want to be a part of, an English-speaking community, etc. Because then they're not going to learn the language, so they feel isolated. But that's because of their own choice. Because if they would go to school, I have clients of mine that have been living here for, since they bought homes with me in the last 20 years, that they've made an effort to go to Portuguese. They join their communities. They go with people. Okay, they don't speak perfect Portuguese, but enough. And so they're mixed in with their own communities, and they're not talking about sitting around coffee shops, talking about the good old glory days of whether it's in the UK or the US and the expats. And I think the expats are kind of, they kind of don't like to mix it with each other. If you ask me, they don't mind being around other Portuguese people, but they don't like being around other expats. So they're not inviting to one another. They kind of, what I sense and I saw it or kind of feel is that they want it all for themselves. They don't want.
I would be the latter. I'll probably be somebody that would love to, like, immerse myself in in the Portuguese culture, and that's just me. But I'd love to. I'd love to learn the language. Is it hard? Is Portuguese a hard language to learn?
I would say so. It was even hard for me,
Really?
and I grew up with it, but again, going back to school, you gotta learn, and if you want to learn it, then the correct phonics of it, the verbs. There's so many verbs, There's like, if you say you're a female, you say obrigada. If you're a male, you say obrigado. There's a masculine, feminine verbs and stuff, and the R, those will kill you. But other than that, you're
That won't
okay.
kill me.
You know?
I can do that all day. Oh man, thank you so much for this. I do appreciate your time. So tell me this, how can people connect with
It's
you?
safe here. Let's just say that it's safe, that in terms of everybody's aware of what goes on in the world. You got to be. I mean, you don't live under a rock. Everybody knows that, you know, there's a bombing here, there's a bombing there, there's this going on. It seems like Portugal is kind of forgotten about. It's just there. I
Yeah,
think
it's
people
pretty chill.
people still think that we're a part of Spain, and I let them think that, you know, okay, you know, but it's kind of laid back, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo, football, etc. Everybody has a good vibration, a good feeling about Portugal, because we don't get caught up in a lot of stuff. We don't, you know, in wars or this. Okay, we offer, even the military offer their services for humanitarian issues and stuff like that. But it's a peaceful country. It really is, and people are peaceful, and so there's not lots of, you know, violence. There's, okay, if you go into the inner cities and, you know, problematic areas, you know, there's things like
Let me test you out. Let me test you out. Messi's a better player.
anyway, it is a different player. I wouldn't
Okay.
say better. There, you know, what happens is, and this is just my own opinion, and most people will say this, there's never been any time in the world where two great people, two great players, were in their own decade. You know what I mean? For 10
That's
years.
true.
You always had your Pele, or you had your Figo, or you had this. We have two people, which is great. You know, I think they help each other. You know, believe it or not, Messi is probably who he is. He's born with the gift. People, it's like Picasso. He's born with the gift, you know? But he's only good because he has somebody on the other side that can, you know what, I'm on your tail, I'm on your heel. You know, look at me, I'm doing it. And so they kind of help each other, and they have a great, I think they use each other, not in the competitive sense, to improve each other. But with that said, Portugal's the best, you know, so.
Uh, how much is a soccer ticket to watch? Like if you want to watch Ronaldo play.
From you could pay anywhere from €7 to €20 to thousands, but yeah, not thousands is like, you know, in the front seat, like a big game.
Yeah.
I went to see a big game. This was in February, Benfica Porto, okay, and at the stadium. And so I got tickets. It was something like 12, €15 a ticket. You know what I mean? To see it, and it's an experience. It really is.
Awesome, awesome. So, man, thank you so much for your time, and I really do appreciate you being with us today. How can people reach out to you? You know, do you have a website, Instagram? Like, what's your preferred method?
Like everybody else, I had to learn about the website I've always had, you know, but with the social media, yes, I have the social media, Instagram and Facebook, etc. The best way is probably through my website. It's www.infinite/solutions.pt. And then I'm on Facebook as well. I can send you the information as well if you like, but it's infinite-solutions. .pt. And what I do on my site, I actually don't have, since I don't have listings to work with, I do a lot of more information about Portugal, about the food, about the culture, about the laws. So in my blog has a lot of all these newsletters and all these things about, you know, the golden visa, the D7 visa, the non-habitual resident, etc. The wine regions. I also post about the food, lots of things about travel, etc. So I also have a small little group that people can be a part of to get to know other people in Portugal, friends, colleagues, lots of colleagues. They post their listings there, etc. So anything to do with Portugal that people can place or have a question about it. But the easiest way is through my website or my email, which is easy to remember as well. If you like, I mean, I could send it to you over, or if you want to post it, or if you want me to say it, I could say it. But
Go ahead and say it.
okay, it's easy. It's my name, Antonio Barbosa, 120570. That's my birthday, December 5th, 1970. So if you want to give me a gift at that time or send me a birthday, so like the US, you know, because in Portugal, when we do the date, it's it here, like in the US, it's month, day, year. So that's just the way, you know, my culture is in the US as well, you know. So Antonio Barbosa 120570 at gmail.com. It's so simple. My name and my birthday.
Well, thank you
And you
so
know the
much,
web.
Antonio. We certainly do appreciate that, man. It was always a pleasure. I will always look forward to inviting you again if you're willing to accept my
Of
invitation.
course, I'd love to. I'd love to. However I can contribute. Because for me, it's talking about Portugal. I could be here for hours and hours, and
I
it's a
figured,
passion.
I figured
It's
that.
a passion. It's a passion, Ian. So you
And
know,
it shows, man. It shows. That's the most important part. It shows that you're very
real
passionate.
estate is what I do. Real estate is what I do, and that's the easy part. That is the easy part. What is for me is was finding a passion of mine, and not so much for work, but about Portugal. It's actually something to do that with people, and this is a people business. And what I love is whether you know, and for me, I feel like a tourist. Where for the last 20 years I've been on vacation. That's just the way I feel about it. And getting to know, and more when I get to know Portugal more and more in depth, more I fall in love with it. And so for me, it's about promoting and selling Portugal. Homes is what, okay, is something that I could say that I can help you find your own style, find your own home here as well, you know, and that I'd be a part. I'd love to be a part of it because then it's just only the icing on the cake. But sometimes I might not sell you a home, but I can sell you the lifestyle because you will find a home here either with yourself or on someone else, another colleague of mine. But Portugal, listen, me talking about it, or even a colleague of mine, or anybody that loves Portugal will feel the same way, and it's a passion, and that's really what it is. So invite me anytime you want to talk about my passions here about Portugal.
I love it.
Feel
Again, thank
free,
you so
feel
much.
free, Ian.
All right.
It was
Have a
great.
wonderful day. Sounds
It
good.
was
See you
great.
next time.
Okay, all the best. Thank you, Ian. Talk to you soon.